Price on this. I have the price on some of them. I don't have this one. I would imagine it's not inexpensive. How's that for diplomatic? But you know, when you put something like that, and you can just imagine that these would be your window treatments, and then having a chair in front of it that's in something like this, you know, it's just so rich and beautiful. It just takes your breath away. So once again, have fun with these in a minute when I close. All right, I'm coming back to the mic. One of the things that we look at sometimes and we say, well, that's just fine for you. You know what to do, but I don't know what to do. I feel helpless. What if I go to my house and try to reenact what I've seen in the picture or I've seen on HGTV? I got to tell you, HGTV is a mixed blessing. It's wonderful because it has gotten so many people interested in interior decorating and design. The bad part about it is everybody's a decorator. So, one thing that is easy to overlook is that behind those cameras, they have dozens of people working on the project, and behind that cash register, they've got hundreds of thousands of dollars in their budget to make it come together. So, it isn't always as simple as it looks. But I will make it simple for you today. So my assistant Anya is going to come up here, and together we're going to construct something using, again, our 5 elements of color, accessories, lighting, bling, and fabric. We're going to put these together, and, excuse me, so that we can actually show you in 3D what it would be like to just put together something simple in your house. So I thought, for purposes of making it something everyone can do inexpensively and quickly, we'll just try an empty corner that is dull, it has nothing in it, maybe a dying green plant. Well, none of you would have that, but I would probably. So let's say that we want that corner to freshen up. We want it to have a function, not just be empty and not just be ugly. So a reading corner is wonderful because in this case we're probably in front of a window that has a curtain on it. But it can be in a corner that doesn't have a window either. And all it takes is 3 things. It takes a chair, it takes a table, and it takes a lamp. And voila, you have a place to sit down and read. Now, we talked about that bathroom being not ugly, it just didn't have any style. So what we're going to do is take this very neutral palette today and add a little style. We talked about fabric, so let's put some fabric on. And when you have a bare table, round, of course, is the easiest thing to dress because the perimeter all comes to the same level at the bottom. But you can do that with oblongs and squares as well, with a little ingenuity, and put some fabric on and make it look nice. But we had that lamp. Why don't you show that again, Anya, the other lamp. And you see that it's perfectly fine, but it's kind of blah because this is neutral, that's neutral. Now even with our white fabric, it's still neutral. So let's jazz it up and just bring in something that's chocolate brown. This is the exact same lamp, but it has a little bit of drama. See? And all it is just switching out the shade. I added a little tassel too, just for fun. And that's the easiest thing. Now we still are going to bump it up a notch because we've got tan and white and not enough chocolate brown, not for my taste. So let's put a little bit more chocolate brown. I just have just sort of a length of chocolate brown silk. It's not a particular shape, it's just a long oblong. But by dressing the table with that, you've brought another dimension to that white cloth, and actually the white cloth somewhat disappears because you've got now this brown silk over it, and guess what it picks up? That brown shade, and it looks so much richer. Okay, and so with a few accents on the table, maybe some books, and maybe, ooh, look at that, we'll bring in some color with our flowers. We put in some dried roses, and we put in a few books, and we have a reading table. Looks a little better than that bare one, I hope you think. And now we've got our chair. Our chair is still pretty blah. What can we do? Well, we've introduced that red color in those dried flowers, so let's stay on that theme with those deep reds. And let's put a throw. Throws are really great. This isn't even a real throw. You know what it is? It's a scarf. But scarves are so good to work with. Pashminas, anything that you have that has some length to it. Of course, fringe is always good because it's an extra bump in design. And so we've got our collar there, a nice beautiful raspberry for spring. And then we can add a pillow. And in that same color family, we might just deepen it up to reflect the roses up there. This is our bling factor. Here's a rose petal pillow. So, is it comfortable to sit on? No. Is it? We don't care about that right now. We want to look at it when we walk by and have a great time. Isn't that fun? So, there we have our chair looking just a tad bit more exciting. And so for our very final reveal, so to speak, we have taken our nice white curtain, which is standard, of course. But today I brought a curtain that I think will interest you a little bit more than the white. And, thank you. This fabric from Lee Joffa actually is $258 a yard. Do you love it? It is embroidered silk. Embroidered silk. And talk about the wow factor. Now when you think about it, you don't have to take fabric that's $250 a yard if you don't want to. If you want to, that's great. But there are many beautiful fabrics available that are not nearly that costly, but that will give that window the big panache that it needs to really make it sing. And finally, we have this absolutely breathtaking accessory for the window. Which is, I want you to come up and look at this, but I've talked before today about tassels. They are the most wonderful accessory. You can put them on a lamp, on a pull to a drawer in a desk. Pretty much, you can even hang from a chandelier, but they're in a range of prices and they come in thousands of styles and colors. And they are so fun to work with. So let's just say that we did tie this back, for example, and there it is up against the fabric. So on your chair today, Anya and I put together these little sachets, and we also put some lotions out, and I hope you enjoy those. If you didn't get them, I'm sorry, I didn't know exactly how many people were coming, but I hope you enjoy the lavender seed. I think it's health and wealth for your home. And I would just invite now any questions that you might have, unless we don't have time. I should ask first, is there time for a few questions? Maybe a few minutes if there's any questions. So yes?
Well, you mentioned flock wallpapers coming back. Who is the person that says something is in fashion or not?
Okay, the question was, flocked wallpaper is back. Who's the authority who says flocked wallpaper is back? Ta-da, now everybody get flocked wallpaper. Wonderful question. The way design is determined